How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Sunday analysis, but technically Saturday analysis because I'm recording on a Saturday and hopefully uploading on a Saturday because I've got some personal things to be doing. But we're going to be taking a look at the pound pairs that has been suggested by you guys. I'll put it up on screen now. Taking a look at pound US dollar, pound yen, and then pound Australian dollar. Just taking a look at the price action, taking a look at structure, taking a look at sentiment to basically look for some potential trading setups for the fresh month starting Monday. I think it'll be the 3rd of May. Got a fresh month. This year's going fairly quick, but just remember we've still got another 6 months left, guys. So just stay consistent, stay, as people say, trust the process, stay on the process, and just never ever quit. So let's take a look at pound US dollar first. I did actually break this pair down on my Instagram post. If you guys want to check that out, my Instagram name will be up on the screen somewhere. So looking at price action, looking at structure on this pair, we can see that price actually failed to make any new higher highs here. Okay, so we had that strong impulsive push up, we then had a correction. We're then looking at this as a higher low. This is our higher high area, but what we're seeing is price actually then consolidated around this area. So we had the push up, higher high, correction, higher low, consolidation, push up, but we actually failed to break this recent higher high. Okay, we're looking at this area as a potential lower high. So for you guys that know, I always bang on about it. Structure is structure, right? And we need to see new higher highs in a trending market. We're in a bullish trending market. We need to see new higher highs. So we've actually failed to see this. We've seen them price make the lower high and then push down. Okay. Yesterday when I was actually analyzing this pair, price was still at this key level here. Okay. Looking at this level, the 1.38400 level, but price is actually looking like it's actually broken below it now. So realistically, what we're looking at is we're seeing that price has failed to make higher highs. We made a lower high, so what we're now potentially seeing here is a new lower low. So what this is telling us is that the bears now taking control of price. Price is now becoming a sell market, or that there is now more sellers in the market than there are buyers, because we are simply failing to see them higher highs. So realistically, what I'd want to see to continue selling this pair, right, is I want to see a deeper push down or just see that lower low being formed, and then I want to look for the pullback. Okay, so you don't want to enter when entering on a push phase. You don't want to be entering a trade when the market's in a push phase. You want to be making sure the price pulls back, and then you look for your entry at the either lower high in a downtrend or the higher low in an uptrend. Okay, so if we can see price pull back, as we now have actually broken this recent high low, we failed to make higher highs. So simply looking at structure, this is indicating to us that there is a strong bearish sentiment, right? So what I want to look for is look for that pullback, and then I'd probably look for price to come down to this area here, this recent demand level where price has recently impulsively pushed up from. This is the area of the 1.37550 or 570. But really, if we're going to look for sales, what I want to see is price pulling back, and then this area here, when price pulls back, if price pulls back, this area would actually be a lower high, which again is where we want to be entering on the higher time frames if we're looking for sell positions. And this is just an area where you want to be entering in a downtrend anyway, and it will also confirm to us that the sentiment has changed and that we are looking for sell positions and that the sellers have taken control of price movement. So if we see that, if we see this pull down, which we are seeing, we're seeing price breaking below this recent support we got here, the 1.38400, potentially seeing this as our lower low, pullback, lower high, go into our lower time frames, maybe the 1 hour, look for some wick rejections, momentum shifting at the lower high, and then we can potentially look for the sell position back down to my first target of 1.37, 570, 550. But if we're going to look for buys, and price is going to continue pushing up, because right now we are seeing a slight trend, but I'm seeing this as price has actually broken the trend, and we also have failed to see new higher highs. So realistically, we are looking at sell positions here, but if we are going to look for buys, and this is just simply being a fake out, what I want to see is price close strong back up into this level, pull back, and I want to see bullish structure. Okay, I want to see higher lows to indicate to us that the buyers are actually buying higher, indicating that the bullish sentiment, or that there is bullish sentiment. Okay, if we can see that, I'd then want to go into my lower time frames and then look for some positions, and then my first target would be coming back up to this recent key level that we've got here, which is the 1.39500 level. So I'm going to put the news up on screen, the most relevant again. If you guys want to check out where I get my news, the link will be in the description. Forexfactory.com is what I use to display the news. Okay, so beautiful. Looking at pound yen, sort of the same as pound US dollar, But we haven't got much of that correction as we saw with pound US dollar. But we can see that obviously the pound is being very strong. But we are seeing the correction. We're seeing this as our higher high. But here price actually failed to make that higher high. And that's probably why price is now pushing down. We've got a major key level here of demand, which is the 1.5100 level here, right? Realistically, if we are going to continue looking for buys on this pair, we'll be seeing this as a double bottom, and then we'll also be seeing this as a higher low. But what we really want to see is also to confirm that the bullish sentiment is still there. Is obviously we need to see price breaking new higher highs. So if we are going to look for buys, what you want to see here at this level here is price actually holding, showing signs of not wanting to break through, which we can almost see here. Okay, we've got this indecision doji, we then have this shooting star bullish doji. Even though it's a bearish candle, it is a bullish shooting star. But realistically, what you want to do is wait for price to start showing signs of bullish sentiment at this key level. Maybe on the 1 hour, start looking for price to start displaying bullish structure. And the first target realistically would be for price to come back up to this 1.52 level. But if we are seeing the pound pair start to reverse or starting to push bearish, what I'd want to see to look for sell positions would I'd want to see price breaking, closing below this key level. As here we're seeing a lot of wick rejections. This is a demand level. We've got the rally base rally, so here is a strong sentiment of buyers, or there is traders at this level, okay, because you can see the volume in these candles, which is telling us that there is traders at this level. But realistically, if these wick rejections are telling us that lower prices are being rejected, then we may look to continue buying. But if we are going to look for sell positions, or what I'd want to see for sell positions is price pushing, closing strong below, creating that new lower low. But realistically, before I'm going to look for sells, I want to see a lower high, okay? This could just be a deep retracement. It could be a deep pullback, okay? So for some of you guys that use the Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, okay, yeah, look, this is the 50% retracement, okay? So maybe price is just retracing and pulling back deep. So if we're going to look for sells, I want to see the strong close below, pull up, and then I want to see price pull back, come back to this level, and then show us signs of rejection, show us signs of failing to break through, basically. And this area here, right, would then be a lower high, which would indicate to us strong bearish sentiment. It's all about structure, okay? From my experience and from trading, you don't need all these indicators, you don't need all these things, just look at pure structure, okay? We see price trending up, yes, right? But if we fail to then break this recent higher high, let's say price, then what happens is price push off this level, comes up, fails to break this higher high, then we're going to be looking very, very bearish, okay? We would then be potentially looking at this as a double top, okay? And also, if price then breaks through this level, pushes down, potential lower low, pull back, look for the lower high, and then go into your lower time frames and look for wick rejections, and then look for strong bearish candles closing, and then you look for some sell positions. My first target would probably most likely be this level of demand here that hasn't actually been used yet. What we might see for the week starting the 3rd, we might actually see price come back to this demand level, which is the 150.25 level, and then we might see a potential reversal, okay? So just pay attention to how price is reacting to this level. If we then start to see some strong bullish candle closing, we might be coming back up to this level. But if we fail to break this recent high, this will then be another strong indication to us that the bears are taking control of price movement. And if we see price pull back down here, don't be so quick to look for sells, look for the pullback. If we then see a lower high with wick rejections and bearish momentum candles closing in the bearish direction, then we can look for some potential sell positions just by using structure, and then the target will be down here, okay? Again, put the news on screen. Most of the pound news would have actually been broken down by now because of the pound US dollar, but put the most relevant news for this pair up on screen. Okay, looking at the last pair, last but not least, we're looking at pound Australian dollar. I actually really like this pair. I don't trade it myself, but I actually really like this pair. I've been trading pound, obviously pound US dollar, then pound yen, but I might switch up pound yen for pound Australian dollar because I like how volatile it is and how it moves, right? Looking at price action, looking at recent structure, okay, realistically, we're just ranging, we're just going sideways. You can see this here. Price isn't really making or breaking any recent structure. We are seeing this as a potential higher low, but realistically, we have the higher high up here that I'd like to see price breaking to look for some real strong buy positions, okay? But just looking at structure, okay, we can see here, and remember this is the 4 hour and the higher time frames, we've got a nice key level here, right? This is a beautiful key level, almost making somewhat of a double bottom pattern here. Okay, we see what, one tap, we see, and then another tap here. Okay, potentially looking at a double bottom, right? But this whole area, this area as a whole is very wicky. We see a lot of wick rejection, so I think there's a lot of indecision in this area. So we may be building up for a nice move. Who knows? We don't know. We don't predict the market. We just look at the price action, technical analysis, and get an idea. But what we're looking at is price is clearly failing to make any new lower lows. So, and this is potentially looking like a double bottom. So if we are going to look for buys, what I'd want to see is price breaking above this recent key level that we've got here, which is the 1.79500 level, 1.79600 level, okay? Because this is a recent high where price has actually failed to break above, but we're also failing to break below, okay? Price has been pushing up, we've got the higher lows here, double bottom. So realistically, if we can see a strong push to the upside, breaking above this recent highs where price has actually failed to break above, because we see these strong wick rejections. So there's obviously a lot of sellers in this area. If we can see that strong push close above, then I'd simply want to look for the pullback. Price come back to this area, create that higher high here. This is what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at structure here, higher high, look for the pullback, higher low, and then what I'd want to do is go into my lower time frames and then look for my bullish structure. Okay, look for a structure to start forming bullish sentiment, and then look for some buy positions, and most likely the first target would be coming back up to this high here, which is the 1.8000 or 1.8500. But if we're going to start seeing if we're going to look for sell positions here, realistically what I'd like to see first is price simply breaking below this level where price has been respecting. Price has not been able to break below this level, okay? So there is a strong level of buys here at this area. So if we can see price pushing below, breaking this level, taking out the buyers, we can then look for a simple pullback. This would then be the lower low, lower high, and then look for continuation. And my first target, to be honest, would probably be this low that we've got here, the 1.7800. Again, going to put the news up on the screen for you guys. That's it for this Sunday analysis, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, if you guys want to see pairs being broken down or any specific pairs being broken down, just hit me up on my Instagram. Like I said, the name's up on the screen somewhere. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Keep killing it. Stay consistent. But thank you all for watching and have a good one.